All right. Proud of the way our guys performed today. I thought they came in, handled some adversity really early, and just really impressed with their composure throughout the game and the focus on the next play, the next opportunity. We talked about this is a physical team. We knew we were going to get their best. We talked about eliminating the crowd, in this game, that, the Warriors are the ones that fight the battle, right? And they're the ones that control the atmosphere, not the spectators. So I thought our guys did a lead job of that. And I think everybody in the nation needs to recognize what kind of quarterback we got. He's a really, really special player. He extended some plays, and I'm really proud of his performance tonight and proud of our entire team.
We're going to start here on the right with Ryan.
Yeah, what can you say about Jordan's performance, the game that he did against that front seven?
Yeah, I mean, he's obviously a great player, and he's continued to be a really good player for us all year. He'd be the first one to tell you that offensive line did a great job tonight to give him those opportunities and take advantage of it.
Right here on the right, Bill.
Dan, what do you know about Tez?
I'm still figuring it out. I really don't have the details right now. I mean, he wasn't available to come back in the game, but I don't know any more than that.
Can I just ask what he means to this team beyond what he does on the field?
Yeah. I mean, this guy's a winner in every every piece of that word. What it means to be a winner. Tez is that for us, and we always talk about opportunities. Next man up, and I'm glad the rest of the guys were able to step up and continue to go out there and have success in this game. Right, knowing that Tez was down, but I'm proud of what he's been able to do for this team all year. He's a selfless player that plays with crazy passion and energy, and we certainly would have loved to have him out there tonight. But proud of those guys stepping up around him.
Front center, James.
Yeah, not just Allen rushed them, but only allowed 3 TFLs, and from their best, only 1 from either Graham or Grant. What do you think of the ability to contain those first-round picks that they have up front?
Yeah, they're obviously really, really talented players, and we were conscientious of that. I thought the offensive staff did an unbelievable job of having a game plan, for those guys, taking advantage about getting the ball out in the perimeter early, making them work sideline to sideline, always being cognizant of where they were at and trying to, take them really out of the game. And then at the end of the day, we knew when your best was needed and a hard yard was needed, right, we're going to run it at them, and our guys did a good job of that.
Second row, middle, Jared.
Dan, you touched on Dylan earlier, but just what do you think of his performance, his ability to handle pressure from the interior a lot tonight?
Man, this guy's cool hand Luke, right? He's steady. Even that last big pass there to Trayshawn, that wasn't the initial, play. So that's a great. We talk about scramble drill. Those guys activated scramble drill, turned into an explosive play. It's a really impressive play by Dylan, super impressive play by Trayshawn, and taking advantage of opportunities, recreating those situations in practice and executing them on the field is really special.
On the left, Brady, second row.
In the second half, Coach, you saw some unique formations a couple times show up. Was that kind of attributed to trying to find a rhythm without Tez or given the score?
No, those were all part of our initial plan. We talked about trying to enhance our ability to be better in the third quarter and having some pieces that could help us out there. But ultimately, it was stuff that we didn't get to in the first half that we felt like was available for us in the second half.
Back in the second row here, Bill.
Let's be. Across 6 Big Ten games, you guys only scored 6 points in the third quarter, like you were just talking about.
Yeah.
Is there a trend there that you're seeing internally and over the first 5 that you kind of linked that you can see kind of carrying over into today?
Yeah, there's a trend, right? And it's something that we're certainly aware of and attacking. Again, they came out and got a 3 and out there, I think, on the very first drive out of the third quarter. So something we want to look at and improve on.
Left side, Austin.
Dan, how does this environment compare to others you've seen? I guess what does this performance say about your team's ability to win in this league?
Yeah, it gets loud on third down. This is a special place, right? There's obviously a lot of history here. But again, like what we said all week, the Warriors control the atmosphere, right? Not the spectators. And I thought our guys did a great job of handling that.
Right here on the right-hand side, back row.
The touchdown run, was that designed or is that just saw something and went?
You talking about the end?
No, the 23-yard touchdown run, Dylan.
Yeah, that's a design play. It was a great call by Coach Stein.
Over here on the left side, Stan.
I'm sure your team had proven a lot before today, but to do this against the defending national championship team, you had talked up before the game. What did that teach you about this team?
Yeah, just that we're continuing to get better, right? And the next opponent's the next opponent. That's who we got to play next. So it's really about us. But we knew this is a good team. There's a lot of talent on that team. It's a well-coached team. So it was going to take our best, but our best is good enough.
James, front middle.
It's a career night for Trayshawn as well, and given what the last couple of weeks were like for him, and the test of metal for him to come in and fill in for Tez and have the kind of night that he has with 3 big catches in particular.
Yeah, I'll tell you what I'm most impressed with Trayshawn is his composure, his ability to take advantage of the opportunities that came his way. He was a big-time player for us tonight, and really proud of him and his performance.
On the right, Bill.
Dan, I know you're very in the moment, in weeks like this, but you take a step back for this first year through the Big Ten. You guys beat Ohio State at home, come into the Big House, and beat Michigan. What are you appreciating about this journey, kind of this first time through the Big Ten schedule?
You know, I said this on the field after the game. You know, I don't know how many people get to go to work and genuinely get to say that they love everybody that they work with. I think that's what makes this so special, is that I get to go into a locker room and I look around the room and I see guys that I love. I get to go to work and work with coaches that I absolutely love. And I got a feeling that guys that go to their everyday job don't get to experience that. And that's what makes this really special. You talk about goals and aspirations. You know, my goal is for the people around me to be able to accomplish their goals and aspirations. And when you start to have seasons like this, you start to see people get to accomplish those goals. So I'm really proud, again, of all the hard work that goes unseen, right? So then on Saturdays, it can show up and be seen.
On the right here, Ryan.
What was the situation with Marcus? Any update there?
Yeah, he told me in the locker room he's going to be fine. Obviously, we want to make sure we get him assessed and take a look at that, but I don't know that we have an update right now.
On the left, Brady.
Coach, earlier in the season, there was a lot of talk about penalties or sacks from the O-line. What does that mean that that's no longer something that anyone's talking about, no longer so much of an issue?
Yeah, it's called work, right? You got to go, take your medicine, figure out what you're not doing well, and find ways to improve it. And I think our coaching staff and our players have really taken an onus in that and taken ownership of what it means to improve, and they've done a good job of that.
Here on the left, Sandy.
Michigan's fourth down play, where they did the reverse to number 0, tried to pass. I mean, you guys looked like you had everything covered there. Can you speak to why that was the case?
Yeah, I mean, just ultimately, they've had a lot of success this season on trick plays, whether it's flea flickers, reverse passes. They hit one earlier in the game. So we were aware that there's going to be people leaking out, and we spent a lot of time on that, an inordinate amount of time. I think it's an unbelievable play by Mateo that's going to go a little bit unsung, right? But to be able to own his responsibility, we talk about farming your land, right? Do your job. Don't worry about farming somebody else's land. He did a great job of farming his land on that play and owning his responsibility there.
Front, James.
Yeah, these performances from Dylan are starting to get almost routine, with somewhere between 290 and 300 yards, the level of completions, completion percentage, etc. Does anything even surprise you? Does anything, I don't want to say blow you away, but when does this become ordinary? When is this almost like, oh, that's standard for 290 and
Well, I think everybody in here needs to realize that's not ordinary, right? We are really blessed to have a special quarterback that is out there operating week in and week out, doing a really good job. And I'll say this, he's earned the trust and the admiration of all of his teammates and the coaches around him. But this guy prepares extremely hard. He is the calmest dude you've ever been around on the field, which is impressive. But I'm really proud of him and what he's been able to do for this team.
Over here, standing on the left.
Michigan was hesitant to bring in a transfer quarterback because of the importance of that position in the locker room and stuff. Can you speak about why you were okay doing that and how Dylan has navigated that responsibility?
Yeah, I think the key in college football right now is you have to put yourself in position to be the best team that you can possibly be. And for us, it's about development. Regardless if you came in as a freshman or if you're coming in as a transfer, can we develop those players and get them to play their best? Right? Dylan's a great example of a guy that's come in and improved and gotten better week in and week out and continue to develop. And again, like I said, earn the trust of his teammates.
James, front middle.
Last couple of weeks, damn, really almost 3+ weeks, defensively in particular in the first half, to really be suffocating teams and putting the game out of reach. What has Taj done schematically as a play caller over the past year in particular? Yes, there's better players, maybe top to bottom, but he has to put him in position to succeed, and y'all are succeeding.
Yeah, he's done a great job. I mean, you talk about a guy that's picked his spots, right, of, controlled aggression, like when to take advantage of opportunities. You talk about players executing the scheme to a really high level. I mean, we're a good defense when we got 11 guys playing the same call, and that's shown up consistently this year. But Coach Lepoy's done an unbelievable job, as well as that entire defensive staff. We got a bunch of great coaches on that side of the ball and really across the board on our team, and it's fun seeing that come to fruition.
Bill, on the right, last question.
Dan, just to circle back to the third quarter issue, the trend. Is it at a point where you would say that's a problem? Is it on the verge of becoming a problem? How do you characterize that?
No, we won 38-17, so I'd say it's not a problem. Right? It's something we want to address, though.